Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Happy rainy Wednesday from South Florida. All right. So, if this is your first time joining me live here on YouTube, um, hello. And a couple things. Number one, there's typically a little bit of a lag between my stream and your guys' reception of it. So that's one thing. I'm going to wait a few minutes, typically about 5 minutes before the actual class begins, just to allow everyone to get on here. But hello. And then chat is live and open. If you are on your device, if you're on your phone, or I think even an iPad, you can say hello, like Natalie just did. Hi, Natalie. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so tell me where you guys are at. Maybe if you're practicing from South Florida. I get people that jump on here from all around the world, I have come to find. So, yay! Thank you, Eric, for letting me know about the audio. Hello, Doug. I hope you're going to actually practice. I sent Doug the link. I said, Doug, come do yoga. He's like, I'm bored and hungry. I said, come practice. So, again, I'm just waiting a couple minutes. This time really creeped up fast on me. By the way, I'm just going to clean my camera. 6:30 came up super fast. So hopefully everything goes well here. Number one, first thing I'm a little bit concerned about. My phone is charging. Yes, I have a little charger block here, but hopefully this thing can sustain the charge through the practice. Don't lose you guys. Second, sounds like audio's doing good. I usually use this little earbud as my audio, so everything seems good. Aw, Iman, I know. September is the rainiest, typically the rainiest month of the summer, and so we'll probably be getting more rain, unfortunately, this month for Sunset Beach Yoga. So if you're not here from Sunset Beach Yoga, in case you didn't know, I'm Jessica Ohm, first of all, and I teach a few classes actually weekly in Delray Beach, Florida. And they're outdoor classes, and of course, they're weather permitting. And today it is raining, so I promised my crew, my Sunset Beach Yoga students, that we'd still be practicing. So we're going to do this here. All right. Okay. Well, while we're waiting, I'm just gonna wait a couple more minutes. If you guys want to if you have yoga blocks, I always suggest if anyone has props, if you want to grab yoga blocks, if you want to grab a strap, I'll show you how to use them when it arises. If you don't have yoga blocks or strap, I always recommend these props are very nice to have for a hatha yoga practice. And if you want to know where to get them, you can get them at TJ Maxx, Marshalls. I also have them actually in a shop that I created on my Linktree. So I have a website, technically a little website. It's called Linktree. You guys probably know it, Linktree/wanderingheartist. There's actually a shop on there, and I put some items that I personally use in my own practice and highly suggest everyone having them as well. I also started a weekly power hour class here every either Tuesday or Thursday, and I'm mixing some functional fitness with yoga practice. And I do implement some of those tools, and I will implement them more so as I go forward. So if you want, you can look on the Linktree, and that has a shop where you can look at some of those items. Even if you don't get them there, you can see what they are. They're helpful. All right. Alrighty, thank you so much for helping me out, Eric, with all those extra comments. Again, thank you guys for being here tonight. Happy Wednesday, and I wish we were on the beach, but here we are. It's so nice to still be sharing energy in the comfort of our homes. And this is my little space, and I'll try to keep myself in frame as much as possible. Streaming is still relatively new to me. And they say that if you're ever uncomfortable with something, the way to get comfortable is to just keep doing it. And that's what I've been doing. So much so that I'm actually a little bit sore from my online classes. I think more sore from my online classes than I am from my in-person classes lately because they've all been rained out. So, all right, you guys, let's begin. So, I wish I could see you guys, but I'm just going to tune in, of course, as much as I can, just energetically to everybody here with me. Looks like there's 18 of us here. So we'll begin. Let's all just tune in with each other. I know we can't see each other, but energetically we're still connected here, even through our devices. So if you want, you can sit on a pillow, a block, anything, or even on the earth. You don't need to, but if you'd like to elevate your hips to start, whether you're sitting back on your heels or cross-legged Sukhasana or easy pose, whatever you guys want. Let's take a moment to just ground into our seat. Find our breath. So go ahead and close your eyes. And start to tune into your body in this moment. Of course, tuning into your breath automatically as well. Allowing your spine to lengthen. So pressing the top of the head gently toward the ceiling, allowing your shoulders to fall down your back easily. Creating more space in your ribs for the breath to expand into them as you inhale. So dropping our breath now down into the pelvis and into the diaphragm. Finding the top of the breath and pausing before exhaling it out. And if you'd like to place your hands over your belly, like I have, palm over palm, or sometimes one hand over the chest, the heart center, and one hand over the belly, it's helpful to start to tune into our breath a little bit more. So finding those long, smooth inhales with a pause at the top and a longer exhale out. Right? And this might seem like the most boring part of our practice, but it's actually the most important and the most beneficial. It sets the tone for everything, not just our yoga practice, but really our whole life. Our breath is a mirror to the way that we live. And they say if we breathe deep, we live deeply. And of course, the longer our breaths, they say the longer the life. The shorter and shallow the breaths, the shorter and shallower our life. There is definitely some truth to that. So as we create some space with our breath, we also create some space in the mind. Start to tune into whatever's going on in your body today. Maybe you're tired. I know I'm tired. And that breath will just regulate the energy. So it's regulating our nervous system. It's bringing us in tune with whatever's going on that might need attention physically, emotionally. Giving ourselves this beautiful time to just connect, not needing to fill the spaces, not needing to look at a phone, technology, not needing to do a to-do list, just being here in this sacred breath, in this sacred moment. Again, this is the most important part of the yoga practice. And then if your hands are on your body or on your lap, you can place them together over our chest. We'll go ahead and just honor this beautiful mudra, uniting our heart energies, also connecting with our own. Just thanking this body for everything that it does for us, all that it's done for us so far to get us to this point in this lifetime. And then when you're ready, you can go ahead and lift your gaze, bring your palms on the earth out in front of you, walk yourself to the center of your mat. Let's go ahead and open up our knees, maybe the width of the mat. If you don't have long legs, it doesn't have to be all the way to the width of the mat. We're going to start like we often do on the beach, just doing some side bends. So let's go ahead and just move our body side to side. Doug, I hope you're still in this and practicing with me right now. Little side bends, and then we'll go into a full dancing line. So we'll go in a big circle. And let's start with going a clockwise direction. So inhale forward and exhale back. Oop, already got some clicking and popping in my hips. So inhale as you come forward and then exhale as you come back. Now, One thing I didn't mention is I recognize that YouTube, the front-facing stream here actually is a mirror effect. So when I say right hand, it actually looks like my left hand in the screen. So just keep that in mind. You can choose to either mirror me or just listen to what I'm saying, and of course, do your right as I say right, do your left as I say left. It's easier. Let's switch directions. So go ahead and do some circles. You can come all the way back to your heels if you want. Inhale forward. I noticed it when I watched my replays. I was like, man, that's a little bit confusing. So just keep that in mind with our breath. We'll do one more rotation. Get maybe some clicking and popping in the shoulders. You're not forcing it, but we're just moving some of the tendons, ligaments, and all that stuff around. Let's come back to center. Bring the knees directly underneath the hips. And let's slide the hands under the shoulders. So in a nice tabletop position, toes tucked under. Press the belly to the earth. Lift the chin and chest. Stretching the throat even, eyes to the ceiling. On your exhale, we're going to press through the palms, untuck your toes, chin to the chest, pull your navel into the spine, stretching the upper back to the ceiling. Again, inhale as we tuck the toes under, press the belly to the earth, pull the shoulder blades back, so open the chest, eyes up. Exhale again, rounding and curling all the way out. Again, tucking the toes, inhale, getting all that nice movement in the spine. And then exhale, press through the palms, chin to the chest, round and curl all the way out. Keep pressing through the palms, chin to the chest. Good. Come back to neutral. Go ahead and open up your knees, and we're going to come to a child's pose. So open up the knees, hips back toward your heels. Walk your hands forward, reach through your fingertips, and bring your forehead down to the ground. Now, those of you who, of course, like to use or would like to use a block, as I mentioned, nice option. You can always place your head on top of a block, your forehead rather. Arms forward, hips reach back toward your heels. So spread your fingers wide here and really feel that nice stretch through the underarms. And then maybe you want to press through the fingertips and lift your elbows up off the ground. So you're gripping the hands into the earth. Lifting the elbows, exhale, pulling your hips back towards your heels. Maybe teepee the fingers even. So really lifting the elbows even further as you draw the hips back. Nice big stretch through the underarms. Finish the exhale. And then go ahead and ground your elbows back down on the ground. Relax your face and neck. Take a deep breath into the belly. Let it expand between your thighs. Just feeling that beautiful connection there. Find the top of your breath and just melt again. And then let your next inhale lift you back up to all fours, coming up to the hands and knees. We're going to walk the hands back a few inches. In a nice tabletop position with the knees wide, left hand is going to go forward a few inches. Again, remember, it's a weird mirror effect on here. So left hand forward a couple inches, or mirror, whichever one you guys want. Right hand reaches up. Go ahead and reach the right hand to the sky. Eyes go up past the right hand. Soften that shoulder, pull it back a little bit. So you're drawing the shoulder back, feeling a nice stretch through that right shoulder, pressing up through the left hand. Nice breath in, and then as you exhale, let's go ahead and gaze down. We're going to thread that right arm all the way under to the left side of the mat. So you want to slide it all over, come down to the side of the head, bring the left hand over to the left, and you're going to use the left hand to press into the ground to deepen your twist. So that's option number one. Option number two, left hand up and over the head, maybe toward the front of the room. Breathing into that. Some people like to bring this left foot out to the left. I'm not going to go into any deeper options. We're going to keep it pretty gentle today. So nice long spine. I'm even going to stay in that first option. Pressing into the left hand to deepen that twist. So maybe you're getting it behind the shoulder blade. Maybe you're getting it into the neck and the upper back. Breath in, exhale, we twist. And let's do one more breath. Nice inhale. Finish your exhale. Deepen your twist. Go ahead and soften the effort. Place the left hand back down to the ground, and we're going to come back out, sliding right arm back up toward the sky, unwinding. Nice breath in, and then exhale. Bring the right hand back down to the ground. Let's bring the knees in back under the hips. We're going to do some cat and dogs before we do the other side. So what we just did, tuck the toes, lift the heart, shoulders roll back, eyes go up, belly to the ground. Exhale, press through the palms, chin to the chest, navel to the spine, all the way out. Back to neutral. Nice long spine. So long spine, right? From the tailbone to the top of the head is long. Open up those knees again. We'll do the other side. Right hand comes forward a couple inches. So from nice even tabletop, right hand forward. Inhale the left hand to the sky. Eyes go up. Big breath, shoulders back, pressing into the left hand, and then we're going to swivel left arm underneath, coming down to thread the needle. Left shoulder all the way over to the right side of the mat, coming down to the left side of your head. Right hand presses to deepen the twist. So staying here, eyes up and over that right shoulder, if you can get it there. Otherwise, maybe right hand up and over the head, looking under the right arm if that works for you. So find wherever your position is and let's breathe. Inhale, let's create space. Exhale, twist. Using our Ujjayi breath. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly. Exhale, deepen the twist. Let's gently bring the right hand back down under the elbow if it's above the head, and we're going to press into the palm slowly. Bring the left hand back out from underneath, reach it to the sky, unwinding, inhale, and then exhale, bring the left hand back down to the ground. Bring your knees back underneath the hips, everybody. Tuck the toes under. Let's go ahead and press the palms down flat. Open those fingers wide, pointer, middle fingers forward. Make sure, don't let the hands turn out. When you're ready, let's go ahead and tuck the toes, lift the knees. Let's lift the knees and let them hover for a couple breaths as we scoop the hips up and back, and then slowly with straight arms, chest to the thighs, but don't straighten the legs yet. So straight arms, chest to the thighs, hips scoop up, knees are bent, heels up off the ground to start. Now let's take a breath here. And then as we exhale, start to press the heels down to the ground, but don't let your back round. See if you can keep the navel drawing in, the sits bones lifted as we press back through the heels. Nice downward facing dog. Breath in. And then go ahead and just let that right heel come down a little lower. Bend the left knee. Soften the left knee a little as you press the right heel down. Take a breath through the nose. And as you exhale, switch. Left heel is back. Right knee bends. Keep the arms straight. We're going to come back to center. Press back through both heels as you exhale. Draw back firmly. Good. And then come back down to the hands and knees. So I know that might be difficult for some of you. If downward facing dog is difficult, I'm going to come into puppy. So I'm going to show you the second option. It's also, we can all come to puppy together. Both hands walk forward a few inches. So kind of like a child's pose. Child's pose, we opened up our knees and brought the hips back. In puppy, we're keeping the knees hip width apart. Hands forward a few inches, and either option number one, we come down to the forehead, the hips are up and the sits bones are lifting, or option number two, if you have a bigger back bend, you come down to the chin and to the chest. So eventually the chin and chest come down to the ground and the arms extend forward. Think about pressing the front of the mat away just like we would in our downward facing dog. So you can up on your forehead or your chin and your chest. Of course, chin and chest is a much bigger back bend. So be where you are in this, all right, for one more breath. Long exhale, just melt. Go ahead and slowly start to come back up. We're going to press into the palms, come back up, and then I want you to come down to the elbows. Bring yourself forward and lower down to the belly, down to the sacrum, or down to the pelvis, rather. I might need to adjust my camera here. I feel like I should just turn this just a little bit. All right, so we're on our belly, elbows directly underneath our shoulders in Sphinx pose. Now I want you to press through the elbows and lift the chest up. Lifting the chest, pull the shoulders back so the chest starts to go forward and the chin lifts up. So you can feel how we can kind of stretch through, opening the collarbone, stretching through the chest, lifting up. Then we're going to stretch the front of the neck. So I want you to roll your head to the right. Again, remember, there's a weird mirror effect with YouTube. So I'm going to the right. It looks like it's to the left. You can mirror that. Lift your chin up and away. Pull the left shoulder back. Pull both shoulders back. Press into the elbows. Come back to center. Breathe in. Switch. Press into the elbows. And lift your chin and up and away from the other side. So we're stretching the front of the neck. Good. We're coming back to center one more time. Pressing through the elbows again. Inhale, lift. press, and then as you exhale, I want you to start to lower. So now you can just kind of lower, let your chest fall to the ground, and we're going to let our head also fall to the ground, and you're going to feel a stretch in the opposite place here now. Nice, getting a stretch through the traps, allowing your head to hang. Very important that your elbows are underneath your shoulders. So make sure those arms are stacked as the head hangs down toward the ground. So you get that nice stacking of the bones. Nice stretch behind the neck and through the traps. We'll do one more breath here. Nice long exhale, just allow your head to melt. And then we're going to bring those elbows out to the side and slowly come all the way onto our belly. So the chin is at the center, right? Arms are going to come back behind you, palms facing up. Let's take a breath in together. So belly down, big breath in. Exhale all the way out. And on your next inhale, go ahead and engage your back body and start to lift your chest. Lift your chest and then lift the legs, engage the back body. As we strengthen the back, we also open the front. So pull those shoulders down, squeeze those back muscles, engaging. And then bring your arms out to the side like airplane wings and squeeze those shoulders back. Good. Keep holding. Bring those arms forward for a breath. Reach them out in front and go ahead and reach them back one more time. Inhale and then exhale. Lower back down to the ground. Nice and slow. Good. Slide your hands next to your rib cage, both sides. We're going to press up through the knees, tuck the toe. You can press through your knees, press through the palms, press back to child's pose one more time. Hips back, forehead down. Find the Ujjayi breath, everyone. Inhale through the nose, fill the belly. Find the pause, exhale. Nice and slow. Beautiful. On your next inhale, let's come back up to all fours, taking our time, finding a tabletop position. So nice and even. From here, pressing through the palms again, fingers spread, pointers or middle fingers forward. Don't let them rotate out. Lift the knees and send the hips back one more time. Let's paddle the legs at our own pace this time. So I'm going to let you guys go ahead and just walk your dog out, which means we bend one knee and the other as we move our hips side to side, pressing back through that straight leg, drawing back through both heels, eventually finding our Adho Mukha Svanasana, so our full downward facing dog, scooping those shoulders down the back a little bit, keeping those arms locked and straight, head is hanging freely like a bowling ball. Let's go ahead and slowly walk our feet to our hands. Take your time walking the feet up to the hands, hip width apart at the very top there. Once your feet come up, go ahead and let yourself hang in your rag doll. So everything hanging. You can clasp your opposite elbows. You can allow your arms to just dangle. Find a gentle sway with some soft knees, side to side. Good. Just allowing all that tension to melt. Head is heavy like a bowling ball always. Just finding how can we let go a little bit more? Is there a way we can breathe long, slow belly breaths here without creating any tension in the upper body? Just really focusing on that diaphragm. We're going to find a twist today. So we're going to come back to center, release your hands down to the ground. If you do have a block or blocks, I would suggest them or one. I'm going to keep mine closer. If not, it's okay. Otherwise, we're going to come up with a flat back. You can place that block out in front of you, maybe underneath the head, depending on how tight you are in the hamstrings, right? The height matters here. We're going to bring right hand to the hip as we bend the left knee, drop that left hip toward the ground, roll the right shoulder back, eyes go up toward the ceiling or the sky, right hand comes to the sky as well. So fingers spread, roll the shoulders back, pulling the shoulders back, pulling the right hip back toward the back of the room or wherever you're at, eyes up toward the ceiling. Take a breath in. As you exhale, look down. Right hand to the ground. Let's switch. Go ahead and bend your right knee, left hand to the hip. Roll the left shoulder back as you bring that left hand to the hip. Pull the left hip back again, dropping the right hip, left hand to the sky, fingers spread. Again, you can always adjust this block height. It's helpful. All right, but of course you can come to the fingertips or even the ball of your hand as well. I just like to show some options. Keep pulling that left hip toward the back of the room for one more breath in. And then as you exhale, bring the gaze down, left hand to the ground. Go ahead and frame out the feet with the hands, or you can bring them to blocks. Again, as always, it's a nice option. Inhale, lift the chest forward, pull the shoulders back. Some of you might need to bend your knees here to find that flat back. It's very important, though, that we continue to extend with a long spine. Okay, so bend the knees if you have to. Nice. Pull the shoulders back. And then exhale, go ahead and fold into your legs. Draw yourself in. We're going to roll up today. You can bring your hands together, heart center, chin to the chest, navel draws in. Protect your lower back, please. Navel into the spine. Slowly roll up, all the way up to a standing position. At the top, let's take a breath in. Exhale, you can release your hands for Samasthiti. So arms down by your sides, roll those shoulders down and back, palms forward. A little bit of Uddiyana Bandha, navel drawing in and up. If you guys took my alignment workshop this past weekend, you know what I'm talking about. I'm just going to move my mat back a little bit. Go ahead and just continue to breathe and stand in Samasthiti. It's a really powerful pose, actually, even though it seems like nothing is happening, just working on getting our posture correct, right? We don't do that often. A lot of times throughout the day, we're standing uneven. Maybe one foot is a little heavier than the other. Maybe we're in a little bit of a back bend or the tailbone is tucked under. In Samasthiti, we find a nice neutral stance. So feeling the arches of the feet starting as we press down through the big toes, shoulders pulled back, navel draws in and up. Let's take a breath in. As we exhale, draw the fingertips toward the earth. So reach them down to the ground. And on your next breath, I want you to sweep the arms out and up. Full inhale as you reach up. Lengthen and reach up through the fingers up towards your hands. As you exhale, turn the palms down with a breath. Press the air down around you. Again, inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, palms down. With the length of your breath again, if you can, inhale, arms out and up with the breath. Exhale, palms down. Gaze goes down with it. And one more time, inhale, arms out and up. Reaching up, lifting through the fingers. Exhale. Arms out. Good. Even just doing that simple movement moves a lot of energy, opening up breaking up any adhesions in the shoulder, sometimes just opening up our heart and lung area. We're going to bring hands to the lower back, fingertips facing up now, doing a little bit of a supported back bend. So hands facing up if you can, or fingers facing up rather. Scooping the muscles at the base of the pelvis in and up. We're going to press the hips forward. As you do that, draw the elbows in, lift the chest, maybe lift your eyes, find a little bit of a supported back bend. And then come back up to standing, breathing in. Exhale, release your hands. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Reach up. Exhale, we're going to come forward, forward fold all the way through. Face toward your shins. Inhale, come up halfway, chest forward. Let's fold in again. As you exhale, you can hold on to your ankles if you want to deepen your fold. Again, inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Palms come to the ground. Let's step our way back to a plank position. So finding plank. I think this is our first plank today. Shoulders over the palms. Feel free to lower to your knees for chaturanga. I said we're going to do a gentle practice, so it's up to you. If you want to, you can keep them lifted, otherwise lower to the knees. Elbows hug the body as the chest goes forward. And you can come all the way down and stick with cobra today, maybe extending through long legs. Roll the shoulders back, keep the elbows in, and come to a nice baby cobra. If you guys aren't familiar with cobra, you can also come a little higher, but not at the expense of crunching the lower back. So it's really just more about activating the upper back and opening the front. If you want to come to a full upward facing dog, of course, you guys are welcome to do that. Press back for downward facing dog, though, when you are ready. So drawing back through the heels, go ahead and paddle the legs a little bit again. So go ahead and take a couple breaths, opening up hips and hamstrings. It's a little selfish for me because I feel like I need this right now as well. Otherwise, stay at center. Find a nice ujjayi breath, inhale, fill the belly, exhale, press through the heels. We're going to walk our feet back to our hands, and this time we're going to bring the feet together. Take your time bringing the feet to the top of the mat, feet together. Inhale, lift up halfway, chest to the, I was going to say ocean, bring it forward. So used to it. Exhale, fold into your legs. Draw yourself in, face towards your shins. We're going to come to standing. If you need to, you can bend your knees. Most important, navel in and up. Arms are going to come out and up. Reverse swan dive, palms touch. Top of the breath, pause. And as you exhale, let's make a big circle with the arms, bringing the hands back to heart center, finding Tadasana this time. So grounding through the feet, spread the toes, lift the arches, shoulders pulling down and back, a little more engaged than Samastiti. Samastiti is more of a relaxed pose, but still even in our stance. Tadasana is strong, aka mountain pose. So it's a strong pose. Holding Tadasana. We take a nice breath in. Finish that exhale out. On the next breath, let's bend our hips. Inhale, hands up for Utkatasana. So finding our chair pose, holding nice and strong, activating the lower body, holding also the ribs in, navel in, and then exhale, forward fold. Straighten the legs again, face toward your shins. Inhale, go ahead and come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Bring the palms down to the ground and again, jump or step back to plank. I'm just keeping it easy today. When you're ready, lower down, either modified or full chaturanga this time. Coming through to either cobra or upward facing dog. Breathing in. Back to downward facing dog. Good. So that'll be the extent of our probably more vinyasa warm-ups. We'll go ahead and lift the right leg. Now, if you need, please come down to your left knee. So I give this option on the beach. You can come down to the left knee, lift the right leg, so 3 points of contact. Otherwise, pressing back through that left heel, right foot is lifted. You can roll that right hip out, bend the right knee, maybe roll the ankle out. Good. Keep pressing through the left heel and then lift your right leg, lower the leg halfway down. Reach back through that right foot. See if you can touch the wall behind you if there's a wall behind you with it. And then draw the right knee to the nose just to activate that hip a little bit. And then look forward and step the right foot up between your hands all the way. Come down to the back knee. All right, come down to the back knee. Let's go ahead and untuck the back toes. Allow the hips to drop. Come up to this right knee with both hands and allow this left hip again to drop down. So stretch this left hip a little bit. Let it press down to the ground as you press into that right knee with both hands. Just breathe. Breathe in. Exhale, release your hands back down to the ground. Tuck the back toes under again and lift the knee up off the ground. Press through the heel. Now place your left hand down underneath your shoulder and right hand can come to your knee or to your hip first if you want and then eventually up toward the sky. So we're going to find a twist here. You are also welcome to place your left hand on top of a block. That is also a nice option. Sometimes right hand to the sky, eyes up, shoulders down. And now see if you can pull the right hip back a little, almost internal. Find your inner thighs, rather, I should say, squeezing in toward one another. So a little internal squeeze of the thighs. Left heel presses back. Press into your right big toe, one more breath. And then exhale. Let's bring right hand down to the ground and lower back down to the back knee. From here, we can untuck the back toes. If you have both blocks next to you, you're welcome to place them into your hands. And we're going to walk our hips back, walk the hands back, right toes up toward the sky into a half split. So inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, we can fold into this right leg. Of course, you don't need the blocks. I'm just giving the option for those of you who would like to use them. Otherwise, hands down. Inhale, lift the chest. Exhale, fold. Again, nice inhale, lifting the chest. Exhale, fold. Very nice. Let's go ahead and inhale, lift the chest. Walk the hands forward, back over that right knee, re-engaging the lunge. You can ground the palms, lift the back knee from the ground, send your right foot straight back to plank or downward facing dog. You can hang out in downward facing dog, or if you'd like to vinyasa, go ahead and take it. Of course, the vinyasa is moving through that chaturanga to cobra or upward facing dog, back to downward facing dog, or even puppy pose if you don't even want to do a full downward facing dog. So again, puppy pose, remember, is on your knees with your hands forward, forehead or chin and chest on the ground, maybe forehead. And then from there, we're going to lift the left foot. So if you were in puppy, you can come back to all fours and lift the left foot. If you're in downward facing dog, just go ahead and lift it up. Good. 3 points of contact, open up the hip, bend your left knee, roll the ankle around, roll the hip around if you want to. Intuitive thought yourself, pressing back through that standing leg. Extend your left leg high and then lower it halfway down, squaring the hips, left inner thigh rolls to right. Reach back through that left foot, deep breath in, press both heels back and down, and then left knee to the nose. Pull the shin away from the ground. Use your psoas. Look forward and step that foot between your hands. Lower down to the back knee, untuck the back toes, and slowly come up to the left knee with both hands. Crawl up. Take a breath. Let the shoulders drop. Let the right hip come down toward the ground. I know you're getting a big psoas stretch. I sure am. So allow that hip to stretch. Press away from that left knee and allow that right hip to drop toward the ground. The psoas is also known as the muscle of the soul, you guys. If you're not familiar, I say it a lot in my classes. Governs a lot of our nervous system. So when you're in tension or stress, the psoas usually gets really tight there. Emotional stress. All right, hands back down to the ground, everyone. Let it go. Tuck the back toes under, press back through that right heel one more time. As you press back through the heel, engage that leg. We're going to keep right hand down under the shoulder. On top of a block is a nice option too. Left hand to the sky. Rotate the chest open, eyes go to the sky, and we breathe. So when we twist, we're even twisting with the gaze, right? Turning the head all the way up and looking up past that left hand as well. Pull the shoulders back and breathe. Find that Ujjayi breath. Nice inhale, reach up. And then exhale, left hand to the ground. Lower back to the knee again and untuck the toes. And now we get to come back to the half split. Walking the hands back. Grab the blocks if you want or need. Right? You can also come, I didn't give the option on the other side, so I wouldn't say do it on this one, but you can do the same thing if you need to. If you did it, go ahead, back on that right heel. Otherwise, stay up, a little more effort. Inhale, find the length, find your breath. Exhale, melt and fold. Inhale, find some lift, find some breath. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale. Find that breath. Exhale as you pull that left hip back, folding in, melting in. Good. Let's go ahead and inhale, come back up. Don't rush the breath. Don't rush the movements. We're going to walk our hands forward, bend back into that. Frame out the foot with both hands. Tuck the back toes under, lift, engage first, and then step that left foot back to plank or downward facing dog. And when you're ready, vinyasa, or skip it if you want. You can skip. Otherwise, come through. Find your way through the vinyasa with the breath. Press back to downward facing dog. Good. Go ahead and complete that. Lower to your knees, sit back on your heels, and find Dhyana. Sitting back if you can, right on the heels. Close your eyes. You can bring your palms to your lap, palms facing up, shoulders roll back. Let's take a moment to breathe together. I am going to introduce a pranayama. So if you want to, you can sit back on your sits bones, or you can place a block. Open up your knees, place a block underneath your hips. If you have it, you can also do two. If your knees are really tight, just different options, show you all the different possibilities here. So if you need to switch your seat, you're welcome to. We're going to do a little pranayama practice here in Dhyana while we take our rest. We're going to come into Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. If this is a new practice for you, it's a good one. You can do it any time of the day, typically before or but I'd say before meditation or even before bed. Those of you who've come to my beach yoga, I should say, probably have done this one before. If you have not, I'll explain it to you quick. Again, just keep in mind we're mirroring here. So right hand, which will look like my left, is going to come into what we call Vishnu Mudra. We're going to place the pointer and middle finger down to the palm of the hand, and we're going to use just the ring finger for this breath, the ring finger and the thumb of the right hand. Left hand is just going to rest on the lap or on the knee. You can do this in cross-legged or in hero's pose, which is what I was just in. All right, so using the right hand, what we're going to do is close off our nostrils with our thumb and our ring finger. Okay, so we're going to take a breath through both nostrils to start. Close off the right nostril with the thumb and exhale out of the left. And then inhale into your left nostril. Close it off and exhale out of the right. Again, inhale into your right nostril. Close it off and exhale out of the left. Inhale into the left. It's actually called Ida Nadi. Close it off and exhale out of the right, which is known as Pingala. And we'll do one more round. Inhaling into the right, which is our solar channel. Close it off and exhale out of the left, which of course then is our lunar, right? Go ahead and place your right hand on top of left and keep your eyes closed or close them. Take a moment to breathe through both nadis, the left and right channel. Just letting that energy flow freely through both. Good. You can place your palms together again, uniting the energy through the center channel. Those of you not familiar, Sushumna Nadi is the center channel that runs through our spinal column. So all of the 7 chakras actually are innervated by Sushumna Nadi, which is, again, the center channel. If you guys aren't familiar with the chakra system, you should be. If you're practicing yoga, I can get into that in a different class maybe sometime. All right, let's re-engage. Bring the hands forward. Before we come back into downward facing dog, go ahead, get the block out of the way if you have it. We're going to tuck the toes under and sit back on the heels. Everybody's favorite, not. Nobody likes this one. All right, tuck the toes under, sit back on the heels. We're opening up the plantar fascia, stretching the toes and the arches of the feet like so. A healthy spine means flexible feet, so you want to get those toes all the way under there. Sit back on the heels. If you wear closed-toe shoes, I know this is a special kind of torture, but you definitely need this the most. So go ahead and let those feet stretch open. If you must, you can lift up and come back down, but if you can, deep breaths, breathe into it. Allow your body weight to just sink into those heels. Stretch open all that fascia of the feet. Good. And then let's place the palms out in front. Inhale, I'm just showing you from this position so you guys can see. Inhale, we're going to reach the hands up. Now I want you to lean back a little bit. You want to hook your thumbs, you can. As you lean back, core tightens. So you're going to feel holding yourself in that position. Ooh, a little more in the feet. And then exhale, let's release. Hands to the ground. I know that was a lot. Tap your feet. Tap your feet. It's definitely a little more intense on the hard surface than it is on the sand, isn't it? All right, you guys, so if you want to stretch the tops of your toes and feet, also beneficial. You can press into the palms and roll onto the toes, stretching the tops of the feet and the ankles. And then eventually we're going to come to a downward facing dog. So of course, do what you can there and then roll your way back to your downward facing dog. Pressing through the heels, move your hips a little, paddle your legs if you'd like to. Go ahead and just work your way back to your Adho Mukha Svanasana. All right, from here, you guys, we're going to step, or if you want, you can jump your feet to the outside of your hands, coming into Malasana. So again, you can step the feet there, or you can hop them up. Toes turn out, heels turn in, and then we're going to drop our hips down toward the ground. Elbows to the insides of the knees, hands together. Again, blocks are sometimes helpful here. For those of you who want to use them, you could place it underneath your hips as an option, but it is a little bit of a cheat. So if you can, get those heels down, hands together, shoulders down. Good. Breathing together. First option here, this might be enough for you. Second option, if you want more, you could place your right hand down in front of that right foot. Left hand comes up toward the sky, eyes go up, shoulder goes back. Third option, we wrap the left arm behind us. Right arm actually wraps in front of the right knee or shin, and possibly clasp the hands behind your back if you can get that. Eyes go up toward the ceiling if you're in it. Take a nice breath. And then exhale, gaze down. We can release the bind if we did take it. Go ahead and release, going backwards, back to center. Press into the palms, breathe in, and we switch. Exhale, left hand down in front of the left foot. We press the tricep into the knee, open that hip, reach the right hand up. Eyes go up past the right hand, and then wrap and bind if you want to try. Right hand behind you, left arm comes in front, and we reach and grab the fingertips behind our back. Eyes go to the ceiling. Shoulders pull down. Nice breath in. And then exhale, turn the gaze down. Release and unwind the same way we went in. Both hands back together at heart center. One more time. Press into the palms and lengthen. Bring the hands to the ground. Turn the toes forward. And we're going to skip the Bakasana. We're going to come right into a wide-legged forward fold. So go ahead and straighten the legs. Turn the toes forward. Walk your feet out to the edges of your mat. And allow yourself to just find a gentle hang. Now you can sway a little side to side. You can move yourself a little side to side, maybe grab onto one leg, draw yourself in a little deeper, and do the same to the other side. So just give yourself a couple breaths, either staying at center, swaying, or drawing yourself in to each leg. One more breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, hands back down to the ground. Go ahead and find some length through the spine. You're going to go ahead and step your feet back to plank one more time and move through a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Again, being intuitive with whatever you need tonight. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. So press back through the heels or puppy if you need. Right foot is going to lift up again. Go ahead and lift the foot to the sky. Reach it up. And let's step the right foot up between the hands, everybody, all the way up between the hands. And let's come up to a lunge this time, keeping the back knee lifted if you can. Press into the right foot, lift up. Now, if it's too much for you, of course, you can lower down to the back knee, come up to a lunge, right knee over the ankle, not a bad option. Both hands up. If you can, press back through that heel and find yourself in a lunge. Eyes forward, shoulders soft, fingers spread, imagining you're holding a beach ball between your hands, maybe. Bringing those biceps in line with the ears a little bit more. Right knee over the ankle. Good, nice breath in. Exhale, hands back to the ground. Right foot back to plank or downward facing dog. If you want to skip that vinyasa, go ahead and press those heels back and hold. If you want to take it, go ahead and take it. I'm not going to do it. So if you want to, go ahead. Just give the option because everyone likes to do it sometimes, or everyone likes to do a little different practice sometimes. When you're ready, left foot is going to lift up. Take a breath in. So if you did take the vinyasa, of course, take your time. Exhale, we're going to step the left foot between the hands, coming into a lunge. If you need to, come down to the back knee first. Otherwise, press into your left foot. Inhale, rise up. Good. Eyes forward, shoulders soft. Again, if you need to, come down to the knee, take a moment, and if you can, lift that foot or lift the knee. Breathe. Fingers spread. Imagine you're holding a beach ball between your hands. Maybe you lift the eyes up a little bit. Take a breath. Exhale, hands back down to the ground, left foot back to plank or downward facing dog. Take the vinyasa or skip it. I'm going to take it this time. Exhale, lower. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Big breath, open. Exhale, back. Downward facing dog. Good. So wake up a little bit of that lower body. We want to activate it so that we can open it now. We're going to lift the right foot, take a breath in, reach it up. And then exhale, we're going to come right into pigeon. So right knee is going to come all the way up towards your right hand, lower down to the right hip. Now, if you're really tight in your hips, we have a couple options. One, of course, you can come down onto your back and do that figure four position. Or if you have a block, this is a nice one. Place that block underneath that right hip. So see how I'm rolling onto this right hip like this? I'm doing that on purpose to show you if you place that right block underneath, it's a little more square now. Don't force it. If you are more open in the right hip, of course, that right shin gets a little more parallel to the front of your mat, but that's not what we need to do today. More importantly is that you're staying on top of the pose instead of rolling over to the right. So if you need to pull that right heel in toward the body or place something under your right hip, please do it. It's nice. Before coming down, I want you to press into the top of your left foot. So back foot, see if it's parallel to the side edge of your mat there. And if you find that your leg is kind of maybe out here, bring it back so it's parallel, and then take a nice inhale. And as you exhale, let's take it forward. So coming down, maybe that first place is on your forearms. Taking a couple of breaths, eventually, maybe all the way down. If you have the blocks and you didn't use it for your hip, you're welcome to place it under your forehead. This is a really nice modification, or just rather more of an assist if you want forehead on the block, so you can relax your neck and allow that left hip to start to drop toward the ground. So we're going to melt into this right hip and we're going to do a few things for it. So just take your time now, really feeling into what's going on in that hip, breathing into it, especially down into the pelvis, melting with each exhale. Keep the breath flowing. It's so easy. As soon as we stop tuning into that breath, the mind likes to take over, and then it'll find every reason for you to exit this pose or something else to do, maybe even exit the practice altogether. The magic of this practice is staying focused, it's staying in the practice and watching, witnessing what arises, especially all the things that the mind does. That's really what it's about, witnessing the nature of the mind, which is essentially like a dog chewing bones. Okay, let's take one more breath here. Finish your exhale, just melt, and then slowly start to come back up. Take your time rising up. We're going to roll onto the right hip and swing the left leg forward. Now, if you have something under that right hip, take it out, come down to it, roll to the right, and swing the left leg up. So go ahead and pick it up, bring your left leg out in front of you, and then we're going to take the right leg out from underneath. So go ahead and take it out from underneath. Now take this foot and stretch it forward. Press through the heel. Lengthen through the hamstring, lengthen through your calf. If you have a strap, you're welcome to also wrap it around the ball of your foot if you want, right? Otherwise, just go ahead and hold on to this leg. Lifting it up, shoulders draw down. If those of you who have a strap, I'll show you how to use it like this, right? Shoulders down, so you can find that length through the spine as you're doing that. Good, one more breath. Chest up, and then you're going to allow that leg to stay where it's at. Release the strap, release the leg, let it float, hold it, and then slowly lower it back down to the ground. Beautiful. Lean forward, scoop the flesh from your sits bones. We're going to go into one of two forward folds here. So let's go ahead and inhale, reach the hands up, exhale, take it forward. Grab whatever you can and fold in. Drawing yourself in here. Toes up toward the sky if you can. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, melt into your legs. Slowly start to come back up. Let's walk hands alongside the body, and we're going to bring them back behind us about 6 inches. Now, if you need to, you can bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the ground, both knees, or keep your legs straight. That's up to you. We're going to tuck the tailbone slightly, pressing into the palms, which are back behind you, about 6 to 8 inches. And then you're going to press through the heels, lift the hips, and lift the chest. Again, you can do this with your knees bent if you need, feet flat. Otherwise, lift up, lift those hips higher. And lower back down, ground. Good. Let's go ahead and bend the knees, cross the ankles, find a little vinyasa. Come through, step or jump the feet back to plank. When you're ready, let's go ahead and find our way back to plank, lower down. I'm going to do cobra. If you want to do an upward facing dog, you're welcome to. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Very nice. Finding our Ujjayi breath. We get the other side. When you're ready, left leg up, breathe in. Reach it up. Exhale, let's bring that left knee up for pigeon. Take your time coming all the way up. Good, lower down. And again, we can adjust our hips here by placing something underneath that left hip if you want to. It could be a towel, it could be a blanket, it could be a block, or you don't need to use it at all. You could come onto your back and do figure 4. Otherwise, go ahead and find your way into this nice pigeon Ekapada Raja Kapotasana. Now look back at your right leg. Make sure that that leg is parallel to the outside edge of your mat there. And take a breath at center. Let the right hip come down toward the ground. Remember, we're mirroring, so it'll look like your left. And then exhale, slowly come down to your forearms if possible. So forearms is the first place. And then maybe from there, we can come all the way down to the forehead, or you're welcome to place a block down under your forehead. Allow your palms to turn up if you can even, and just melt. So really letting the weight of the upper body go. Allow your shoulder blades to relax. The deeper option of this too as well, I didn't give it, is to bring the arms back. If you want to really let your upper body weight go, bring your arms back, but maybe just keeping them forward today is enough. Just allowing yourself to be present with the breath, and then becoming aware of where you might still be pressing against the ground or resisting or holding on where you actually don't need to. So much of our resistance, I say a lot of our resistance, a lot of it starts in the mind. It's of the mind. And as soon as we drop into the breath, right, the body responds. And we let go of a layer. And it's just as easy as breathing down into the belly. When the mind is moving too fast, you'll notice that your breath is short and the stomach muscles are sometimes tight. As soon as we start to bring some awareness to the belly, to the diaphragm, right, the mind also softens a little. Let's do one more breath here. Slowly come back up to the hands. Let's take our time. We're going to swing over to, or just rather lean onto the left hip like we did on the other side. Lean onto the left hip and swing the right leg forward. Bring it all the way up and then get your left leg out from underneath. And if you have this strap, go ahead and grab it. Pull that left leg into the body, lean back, flex both feet. If you have this strap, you're welcome if you need it. Otherwise, if you don't need it, you don't have to use it around the ball of the foot. Go ahead and choke down on that strap a little. Most important, lift your chest, pull the shoulders down. So there's no use in doing this. We don't want this. We want a nice lifted, long spine, shoulders down, navel in. I don't need the strap. I'm just showing you guys how to use it. Right? So nice stretch here in the hip and the hamstring, even in the calf, extending out through that heel, lifting the chest. One more breath. Nice breath. And then let it go. And we're going to let that leg float again, using that hip flexor. We're going to float that foot down slowly and then lean forward. Scoop the flesh from your sits bones, a little internal rotation of the thigh. Thighs? What we're doing here is really grounding our hips down to the earth through the sits bones. Lifting the navel in and up, toes active. Inhale, hands up. So Uddiyana Bandha, to fly upward. Exhale, take it forward. Grab whatever you can. Also use a strap if you want to. All right. Just showing you how. Shoulders down and back as you fold. Crown of the head toward the toes. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, folding. One more breath in. Exhale, melt. Just melt where you are. Kind of just let your body just melt in. Beautiful. And let's slowly start to come back up. Take your time, rolling back up or walking your back up rather with your hands. Same thing we did before on the other side. Hands are going to come back behind us 6 to 8 inches. And again, you can bend your knees, bringing the feet flat to the ground, hip width apart, either one, or keep the legs straight, completely up to you. Go ahead and scoop the hips under. Tuck the tailbone a little bit. Press through the palms when you're ready. Inhale, press through the heels, lift the hips, lift the chest, lift the gaze, and maybe drop the head back a little bit as you open the throat, pressing through the palms even more. Press through the feet, lift, and then exhale, slowly come back down to the earth. Very nice. Let's scoot toward the front of the mat. What we got on time here? I just want to make sure. Scoot toward the front of the mat. Good. And then we're going to bring our arms out in front of us. Take our time coming onto our backs, one vertebra at a time. If you have a block, stick one between your knees like so. Squeeze those knees in. Bring your hands forward. Take a breath. And then exhale, round. Now, I don't want you to rush. We're going to go nice and slow together. So we're going to start by tucking the tailbone. I'm going to do this facing this way so you guys can see. Tailbone slowly tucks. And then we start to press navel to the spine. Breathe. First place you want to roll past, I want you to stop. Take a breath. Roll a little past it, but don't skip it. Don't skip it. Those shaky points. Stop. Pause. Keep going nice and slow. Don't roll past them. All the way down. When you're down, go ahead and extend those arms up and over your head. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit so that we can get some good view here. Oh, good. My battery thingy charged. All right, friends, go ahead and start to pull your legs into your body now. So when you're ready, legs in, arms around your legs, squeeze them in, roll a little right and left. Very good. Back to center, let's take a pause. And let's bring the feet to the ground. And we're going to cross right knee on top of left as tightly as you can get it. Right knee on top of left. Let's scoot back so you can see this. All right. Now you're going to lift your knees so those legs are in. And if you can, right foot behind the left calf. So coming into a bind of the legs like so. All right. Now if you can't get the bind of the feet or the legs, that's okay. Just keep those knees nice and tight and cross as best as you can. If you can get the bind of the legs, very nice. All right, let's go ahead and bring our arms. Actually, you know what? Let's go into the bind of the arms too. Arms out for a moment. Breathe in, and then as you exhale, I want you to cross right arm under left, and then bring your palms together as best you can. So we'll go into a full Supta Garudasana, which is reclining eagle pose. Take a breath. And then as you exhale, let's go ahead and lift our elbows to our knees. So squeeze yourself into a little ball. Squeeze, feeling your core engage. Soften your face, soften your neck. Just squeeze. I'm shaking. Hold and squeeze, squeeze, and then lower your upper back and your lower back. Arms out to the side. Keep your legs crossed and bound if possible. Keep the knees up and slowly bring them all the way over to the left. Ooh, I got a nice little adjustment in my back there. So again, knees all the way to the left. Just keep in mind, again, this is a mirror effect with the front-facing camera on YouTube. So you can either mirror me or listen to what I'm saying. Keep breathing. Right shoulder is working its way down to the ground. If you're really tight in that chest, it might be hard to get that right shoulder down. So maybe you want to bring that right hand where it's comfortable for you, but eventually reaching out through that right hand, also getting that nice chest stretch. Left hand is on top of the right knee, assisting that knee coming down, and you can turn and gaze past that right hand for one more breath. Nice long exhale. Turn your gaze up first, and let's come back to center. Uncross the legs, draw them back into the body, unwind, and squeeze them in. Neutralize the lower back. And we switch, bringing the knees or the feet down to the ground first, and then left knee on top of right, right? And then if you can, left foot behind the right calf, binding the foot behind the calf. If you cannot get that, again, knees just cross, that's fine. Arms out, breath in, and when you're ready, exhale, left arm under right, and then bind the arms. Palms together as best as possible. Inhale first, and when you're ready, exhale, let's lift. Elbows to knees. So notice, sacrum comes up off the ground, shoulder blades come up off the ground, and I'm holding in this little ball position. Squeezing, and yes, I am shaking too. The core is engaged and holding tightly, but my facial muscles and neck are soft. Take a breath in, squeeze. And exhale, lower. Arms out to the side, keep the knees high, and slowly bring them to the right, all the way down to the right. Got another adjustment in my back. Wow. And look to the left, of course, left arm out to the left, looking to the left. Deep breath in, getting that nice big stretch and twist. Breathe in, fill the ribs, fill the belly. So notice it's not easy to breathe into the chest here because you're in a twist. So breathe into the belly and you'll come out of the twist a little. Exhale, deepen the twist. Naturally happens with our breath. We'll do one more breath. Nice inhale. Right hand can be on that left knee. Finish your exhale. Eyes back up toward the ceiling. Roll onto your back and uncross the legs. Squeeze them back into the body. Good. Roll a little right and left. Keeping those knees. All right. We're going to open up our knees. Find a little reclining frog pose. So frog pose, you're opening up. I'm going to just face this way so you guys have a better understanding. Knees are open wide and you're holding just below your knees right at the top of the shins, and you can roll your ankles out. So it's all about the adductors, getting those inner thighs to open, keeping those knees in line with the hips and the feet in line with the knees, shoulders pulled down. So don't let your shoulders come up. Draw them down, slight tug of the chin, roll the ankles. Breathe into that. Good. And then draw the knees back together, squeeze them back into the body. Very good. From here, we're going to let the left leg come down. Don't let the foot actually, let's bring the left heel all the way down. You can't see it, but my left heel is on the ground. Right knee is drawing in. Go ahead and extend your right foot up toward the sky. You can roll the ankle out, maybe grab the back of the thigh, and then walk yourself up this right calf. Go ahead and pull yourself into this right leg, floint or flex the toes. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift that left heel up off the ground and switch. Left leg is lifted, hover that right heel, holding and exhale, switch. Now shoulder blades lift up off the ground. If you can, come up even a little higher. Exhale, switch. Again, shoulders off the ground. You're getting a nice hamstring stretch at the same time. Exhale, switch. So of course we're taking a breath here. I'm just talking. And then exhale, switch. Lift and lower. Both knees back in. Good. Feet down to the ground. This time hip width apart, setting up for our bridge pose. Palms facing down, fingertips reach toward the heels. Go ahead and wiggle your elbows into the body one at a time if you can. Get those fingers to almost touch the heels. Maybe they do. And from here, slight tuck of the tailbone as you press through the hips, press through the heels rather. Press through the feet, lift the hips up. Good. And now we have a couple options. Option number one, if you'd like to, you can clasp and interlace your hands, draw the knuckles toward your heels. If you want to support your bridge, you have two options. One with your hands. It's a little high sometimes to bring your hands all the way up to your hips. Or option number two, if you have blocks nearby. All right, we did this the other day in the yin class. It's a nice, supported, easy bridge. If you can, keep your chin in neutral. Don't look to the right or left like I was just doing. That was naughty. And we'll stay here and breathe right into the belly. So as you inhale, I want you to inflate your belly like a balloon. All my Sunset Beach yogis know this. Say it every time. Exhale, empty. So when you inhale, puff it up fully like a bellows. Exhale, empty. A few more. Inhale, fully inflate. Exhale, empty. Again, inhale, fully inflate the belly. Exhale, empty. And last one if you can. Inhale, press through the feet, lift the hips and inflate. Exhale, unclasp your hands and slowly come back down to the ground, but take your time all the way down. Very good. Now at the bottom, I'm going to let you guys choose what you want to do. What I would suggest is walking the feet wide, a little wider, and either letting both knees come in toward one another or slowly tick-tock your legs, which means one knee comes down toward the center of the mat and then the other. So we're just letting those knees come side to side. Again, one knee first and the other. No particular pace. I would suggest going slow, but I'm going to let you guys kind of go at your own pace. One knee down, Take a couple breaths. Be intuitive too with the distance of the feet out to the side. Couple more breaths. Really take advantage of that internal rotation, stretch of the outside of the hips and quads. We don't get a lot of that in the psoas. And finish one more breath. When you're ready, we'll come back to center. And now we bring the feet together and the knees out. If you have blocks and you would like to support your knees with the blocks, you can take those blocks and put them underneath your knees in Supta Baddha Konasana like so. If your knees are really high, though, of course, it doesn't matter. Then I would like you to let your knees fall down toward the earth. But if you're very open in the in and adductors like myself, where the knees just pretty much flop to the ground and you want, it might feel nice to support your Supta Konasana with some blocks. So that's up to you. I would suggest, though, if you're really tight in the adductors, just allowing those knees to fall open and the hip flexors. All right, so from Supta Baddha Konasana with the legs for your arms, allow your shoulders rather to scoop down and underneath. So press down through the back of your head gently and scoop the shoulders down. Now your palms, your hands can either rest over your hara, which is where mine are right here over that pelvis area. They could be one hand over your navel, one hand over anahata, the center of your chest, or they could interlace, hands interlace, palms facing up, elbows out to the side, and kind of making your body into an infinity sign or a figure 8. So feel what your body might be asking for here. I want you to feel that for yourself of those options. And sorry, if I didn't give you the option, also arms down by your sides, palms facing up is also good. So any of them, but I want you to want your body to guide that one. So be intuitive, listen and feel. Where does your body want your hands to go? And then we rest. Deep breaths. We'll take 3, maybe 5, depending on your breath pace. Long, super long, slow breaths. Maybe finding that gentle ujjayi sound. We don't have the ocean lulling us with its waves, so our breath gets to be the ocean tonight. Find a pause at the top of your next inhale. Pause, suspend the breath, and then let that exhale out like you're letting it out in slow motion. So maybe for a count of 5. And with it, just melting your body. Then go ahead and release your hands down your sides if they're not already. If you want to pull the legs back into your body first, you're welcome to before extending them down. It's a nice option. Maybe if you want, squeeze yourself into a little ball, curl yourself in, even tightly if you want to, squeezing and contracting. It's a nice option before we come to Shavasana to find a full contraction of the body. So squeeze in and then let it out. Let everything fully extend on the earth, shoulders back, extend through the legs. Let everything relax. Any other movements or contractions you need to make? If you want to move your head a little side to side, if you want to flop your feet in and out a couple times, go ahead. And then open the mouth, stretch the jaw muscles, stick the tongue out as far as you can if you'd like to. It's also a muscle. Stretch the jaw muscles, stretch the tongue, let the eyes soften, let the palms roll up. Keep the tongue relaxed in the mouth, let the teeth stay parted. Just let your body find a moment of stillness, just a minute of the only movement taking place, being the beating of your heart, the pumping of your blood, and then noticing how the body moves with each pump of your heart. See if you can become so still that only that movement exists. And continue to drop into that stillness. When you think you've relaxed every single muscle, bone, and tendon and ligament in the body, go ahead and do a body scan and see if there's anything else holding. And give it permission to let go. Allow your next inhale to be a slow motion inhale, originating from the belly, coming through the ribs up into the upper chest, finding a pause at the top. And a nice long slow motion exhale as the chest falls, the ribs fall, and the belly falls. Just feeling that wave of breath like you would watch the waves in the ocean again as you inhale. The belly inflates, the ribs expand, and the chest rises. Find the pause at the crest and then exhale as the chest falls, the ribs, and the belly. Feeling the aliveness of this vessel again, you can start to curl the fingers and toes. Awakening the body and breath a little further. When you're ready, we'll extend the arms up over the feet, over the head, stretching in the opposite direction. So good. Take your time waking back up. We work so hard to find some stillness, right? To find some space, find that relaxation and rest. It is so essential in our lives. And a lot of times we think you just want to work out, even if it's a yoga practice, you just want the practice, the workout part. And then people want to skip the vinyasa or the shavasana rather, but the shavasana is the magic. This is where we integrate in our practice into our lives. When you're ready, come back, drawing the knees in, curl yourself into a ball a little bit, roll a little right and left, and then find your way onto one side for a moment. I was always the last person up from Shavasana in every class I've taken. I never understood how people could just come right back up, go back to regular life. Back ready. A good practice comes with a little bit of a death. And it is what it is. Our yoga practice represents a whole life cycle. I know I've said this before in my beach yoga classes. Whole life cycle. And we always leave whatever that we don't need to take forward with us on our mat, right? We die in Shavasana, a glorious death, the type of death which is liberating. And we come back up fresh and new, representing this beautiful moment here always in front of us from a fresh blank perspective, a canvas that we get to choose what we'd like to experience through the thoughts that we choose to entertain. And our yoga course is always that. It's a practice of uncovering, right? Becoming aware, getting to realize that we have a choice to choose what we engage in our world, right? And that is all based in the mind. Everything comes from the mind first, is projected outward in this crazy simulation of life, of this reality, and we get to choose what we're experiencing with that. So, oh, Doug, you hung in there with me. I'm so happy. Thank you guys so much for being here tonight, and I hope you enjoyed this practice. If you're here from Sunset Beach, hope to see you guys on Friday. And if you're not aware, I'm teaching a full moon practice on the rooftop at the Hyatt Hotel in Boca Raton with Pedro Luna and DJ Sub Squad on Saturday. So if you guys want to know information on that, check my linktree/wanderingheartist. Thank you guys for being here. If you want to donate to tonight's class, all of my classes that I'm doing here so far on YouTube, as of now, are donation or free rather, free, but of course I accept donations. If you'd like to, Venmo at Jessica Ohm, Cash App at Jessica Ohm as well. And what else? I feel like there was something else that I wanted to share and invite you all to, but at the moment, my practice is getting the best of me and just wanting me to stay inward. So I'm going to do that and honor this space. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me directly. Most of you know where to find me. And that's it. I love you guys so much. Thanks for being here. Namaste. Thank you again, Eric, for moderating, and I hope you also enjoyed the practice. Bye, guys.